Welcome to the Made for Business show where Catholic moms come to learn how to build a business that is simple, holy, and profitable. And today I want to talk about the convergence of time, the skill that you use in your business, and marketing. So I was putting together the workbook for my workshop, which is tomorrow, the Catholic Business Examine workshop. And it's funny, I was just looking at graphics in Canva and I found this really cool Venn diagram and I was looking at it and I thought, well, what would I put there? And immediately, probably because of the Holy Spirit, I thought time, craft, and marketing. Those are the three things. And especially before you're, hitting $100,000, $200,000, you're kind of juggling these three things. And it's appropriate that you're juggling those three things. And when you know that those are the three things that you're juggling and you can kind of put language to them, it helps you not to feel so frustrated or stuck, I think. And so let me break down each one and how you can think about them. So time, especially in the beginning, we're kind of grabbing time where we can when the kids are sleeping, either early in the morning, nap time, or after they go to sleep. Saturdays when the husband's home, maybe you have, are bringing someone in a couple hours. Maybe the kids are going to preschool, right? We're just grabbing these pockets of time, but not necessarily having consistent working hours. And then we're honing our craft. So you got into business because you liked something. You wanted to do something. You either do something with your hands and you make something, or you provide a service. But within that, there is a skill. That is your craft, right? So my craft is coaching. And probably the other part of that is just general business knowledge. So I'm always kind of sharpening my general business knowledge and then my craft of coaching. When I talk to someone, how can I ask them really powerful questions to reveal to them what they're thinking that's holding them back and things that they have not sorted out with the Lord, right? Those are usually the two things I'm looking for. And so sometimes I find that we get to our computers and we kind of get a little bit sucked into social media or funnels or lead magnets. And we aren't thinking about how can I just practice what I do more? Because practicing what you do and being really, really good at it is going to be one of the ways that you make more money. It's just always true, right? It's that 10,000 hour rule. Is it long tail? Is that what that yellow book is called? I forget. And so if you're in the beginning, that's why I want you to do it for free or for cheap. Because I just want you to get the hours under your belt, right? And if it's making something, just make more and give some away and then make more, right? Practicing and honing your craft is going to help you be more successful. Now, some of you hang out in that playground too much and you're leaving out the marketing one. And the marketing one is you can be really good at what you do, but if nobody knows who you are, then you're not going to be able to do it for them. And so I just, at a minimum, I'm asking myself, where are the eyeballs? Where are the eyeballs of the people that we want to see your thing, and how are we going to connect with them? And so I think sometimes we hear the word marketing and it feels heavy and complicated and overwhelming. But really, if you were to sit down and just say, where are the people that you want to sell this to and how can we reach them? I find most of my clients have pretty good ideas about that. And then I'll say, are you doing that? And usually the answer is no. And they're certainly not doing it consistently. And so that's fine because, again, we're balancing it with that time piece. So we're balancing time, sharpening your skill, and marketing, but we can't let any one of them go. We can't forget about any one of them. And so if you're not working, that means you're not focusing on the timepiece. And it's crazy how that happens. It's crazy how kid stuff gets on the calendar and you're running around and you get to the end of the week and you're like, I spent 3 hours on my business this week. And, for those of you that are trying to get to 10K months, 3 hours is not going to cut it. And so that's where you need to, I need to find time. And there's this balancing act of finding the time to make the money to then buy help. And so I'm going to talk about this in the workshop too, where the help that you're buying is either husband home more, childcare, or a VA, a contractor to take some of the work off your plate. Or it could be, house cleaning or meal prep, right? I mean, there's all these things that you have to do, and you can pay to have people help in any of those areas. But so we're trying to leverage the time to make the money to then free up more time so that we can get to 10K months. And so that's kind of what the balancing act is in the beginning. And that continues to happen, by the way, all the way, I think, until $500,000. You're just doing it at a higher level, managing time, honing your craft, getting better at marketing. And so when I made these 3 bubbles, I just thought, yeah, I want all of you to have a picture of this Venn diagram when you sit down at your desk and go, all right, where do I need to put some effort? Is it in time, my craft, or marketing? Where am I weak right now? What needs to be worked on? And I think if we continually check in with that, it's going to be a different answer all the time. You're going to move the lever on one, and then you're going to need to go to another one. But I think sometimes we think of business linearly. And I'll just tell you, 7 years in, that's not how it feels. Right? It does feel more like a Venn diagram where I'm kind of jumping from circle to circle and place to place. And sometimes I'm out of the circle, and sometimes I'm in the circle, and sometimes I'm in the sweet spot where I'm nailing all 3. But usually I'm only doing one. I'm not even in the overlapping part where time overlaps craft. Craft overlaps marketing. And craft overlaps marketing, that's when you're working on being able to talk about what you do to the eyeballs or the ears and saying, you know what, business coaching is a little bit accountability, a little bit mindset, a little bit strategy, and a little bit just encouragement. I mean, for me, I just find that that's one of the biggest assets my business coach brings to me is when I'm down, she just believes in me. And she'll just say, hey, I know you can do this. You're capable of this. Reach higher. Or just, hey, do you remember what you said 3 weeks ago? Let's do that. You were so excited then. And she just kind of reminds me of who I am. And so I'm getting better at talking about that. That's what I do for my clients. And that's just spending time in that overlap of really understanding what I do for my clients and then being able to articulate it to you guys. So I just want you to ask yourself, well, first of all, come to my workshop, do that. It's the Catholic Business Exam and Workshop. And then I'm sure after it's done, I will have a way for people to sign up and just watch the replay and get the workbook. The workbook is 31 pages. It's so beautiful. I thought about all of my clients and the people in my Made for Business group. And I just kept thinking like, okay, what does she need to hear? What question does she need right now? And I just really made sure that everything was in there to reveal to you what you need to work on. I don't know what you need to work on, but I know that I can ask enough questions that between you and the Holy Spirit, it'll bubble up and you'll be like, oh. And that's my hope is that you do that workbook and you just go, oh, I can do that. Because when we're trying to do everything, it crushes us and we do nothing. And so I want to help you with that. All right, you guys, I love you. That's what I wanted to say. Come to my workshop. After the workshop, Made for and Mastermind is going to be open. And I think I'm just going to do an episode, probably just a 5-minute episode on each one of those. I'll probably mark them as a bonus. So you can I'll tell you what they're about, and who they're for and who they're not for and what they're going to involve. So you can listen to that, or you can just come to madeforgreatness.co and read all about them. But I'm pretty excited. Doors are going to open tomorrow, August 13th, and then you'll have through the end of the month to sign up for either of those programs if they're the right fit for you at the stage of business that you're in right now. I'm praying for you. God has called you to something. He will give you everything you need to fulfill the dream that is inside of you. He will, I promise. So our job is to quiet the chaos in our minds, get rid of that negative self-talk, beating ourselves up, telling ourselves that we're wretched, and believing that if he trusts in us, we can trust in ourselves. And then I want you to look up, open your eyes and open your heart and just see what he's put in front of you, because he has given you everything that you need. All right, you guys, get to work. I love you. Have a blessed day.